The old Victorian house stood on a hill overlooking the town, a skeletal silhouette against the bruised twilight sky. Locals whispered of the Blackwood Estate, a place where shadows danced and whispers echoed, a place where the veil between worlds was thin. Sarah, a thrill-seeking urban explorer, had heard the tales. Dismissing them as superstitious nonsense, she convinced her friend Mark to join her on a late-night excursion. Armed with flashlights and a camera, they scaled the rusted iron gates, the metal groaning like a tormented soul. The house was a labyrinth of decaying grandeur. Dust motes swirled in the beams of their flashlights, illuminating peeling wallpaper and cobweb-draped furniture. A chill, deeper than the autumn air, settled upon them. As they ventured deeper, the silence became oppressive, broken only by the creak of floorboards under their feet. In the grand ballroom, a single antique music box sat on a dusty piano. Sarah, intrigued, wound the key. A haunting melody filled the room, a melancholic tune that seemed to seep into their bones. Suddenly, the air grew thick, and the temperature plummeted. Shadows stretched and writhed, no longer mere absences of light. A faint, ethereal whisper echoed through the house, a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Leave!" it hissed, a breath of icy air against their ears. Mark, his face pale, grabbed Sarah's arm. "We need to get out of here," he stammered. But Sarah, captivated by a morbid curiosity, shook him off. "Just a trick of the wind," she said, her voice trembling slightly. As she spoke, the music box began to play faster, the melody twisting into a discordant screech. The shadows coalesced, forming a dark, amorphous shape that drifted towards them. Mark, his eyes wide with terror, screamed and bolted. Sarah, paralyzed by fear, watched as the shape reached out, its touch cold and clammy. A spectral hand, translucent and skeletal, grasped her arm. The whisper intensified, now a chorus of tormented voices. "Yours." She felt a chilling sensation, as if something was being ripped from her, a piece of her very essence. The room spun, the shadows swirling around her like a vortex. She saw Mark, a distant figure, running frantically through the halls, his flashlight beam disappearing into the darkness. Then, darkness. Mark, stumbling out of the estate gates, never looked back. He never spoke of what he saw, of what he felt. He only knew that the Blackwood Estate had claimed another victim, and that the music box still played its haunting melody, a mournful lament for a soul lost in the shadows. Years later, a new group of thrill-seekers, armed with cameras and bravado, would find Sarah's camera in the ballroom. The last image on the memory card was a blurry, distorted picture of the music box, and a dark shape reaching out from the shadows, and a single chilling word written in dust on the floor, barely visible. "Mine."